So much came out with this Shannon Sharpe situation, and it's just crazy. And I'm gonna show you guys a lot of stuff. He released a statement based on this case and this alleged victim. He wanted to tell his side of the story because supposedly there is a tape that Busby have, and so that's her proof that the allegations against Shannon is true, what she said. But yeah, this whole situation is just messed up. Again, I'm gonna double down on the fact that he brought this on himself. I don't feel sorry for Shannon Sharpe. You're an overgrown man and you should not have been messing with a young lady that young. Okay? That's number one. Two, I'm having a really hard time, even believing this girl. I really have a hard time. What I actually believe from what I'm seeing and the things that I read is that this girl set him up big time. Okay? From the tweets, the text messages, back and forth between them, and their conversation, it seemed as if it's being said that she did like role play and was on OnlyFans, and obviously he was into that type of thing, and she set him up based on whatever role playing they was doing. Okay? So even if there is a tape, and this is the crazy part because nobody is mentioning this, not that I've seen anyway. If there is a tape that show him in a compromising position or doing something that looks aggressive in any way, how do we not know that that's a part of what they did on a normal basis? That's number one. Okay? Tony Busby also came out with a long statement as well. So we're going to talk about that. So I want to play this video because this is the audio of a phone call that she recorded. And it's supposed to be where he threatened her. So I'm going to play this and then it's really short. So I'm going to play this real quick so you guys can get a gist of what this about and what I think about it.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Okay, so you guys heard that. You could take from that what you want. I really don't know what to think about that because I can't say that he's 100% innocent in this situation. However, the first thing that came to mind for me when I heard this audio, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. The first thing that came to mind was this statement, and I showed you guys this yesterday. She said she don't want to be choked, but according to this statement or this text message that you sent him, you want to be choked. Now, of course, people is going to say that those are two different things because the audio is him being serious, and this could be just a part of their role play, this text message. But that's just the first thing that came to mind when I heard that, so I just wanted to show that. But I really feel like this girl set him up, because why were you recording even the alleged incident that happened in January? She supposedly have a tape of that Busby said that he's going to save for court. How did you know that he was going to do that to you, and you recorded without him knowing that you recorded? How? So you was able to get video of him doing this to you? But let's not forget the fact that she said he already brutally did that to her in October. But she let him come back to her house in January because he promised to bring Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. Who would allow that? I feel like this girl set him up. Big time. His fault. Don't feel sorry for him at all. I don't. You had no business messing with her to begin with. Just because something is legal, don't make it right. You're knocking on 60 and you find interest in a 20-year-old, make it make sense. It's creepy behavior. Honestly. And everything in this video is alleged. But one of the things that I found really strange before I move on, that I am having a hard time with, and I don't know how many people are going to agree with this or not. Growing up, hearing about any woman or person that was violated was a horrible thing. And those who came out and had the courage to come out and speak publicly about the incidents that they had did it because they was looking for justice, okay? And my problem with this girl, why are you not looking for justice? It seems like these days, everybody that come out, they're coming out against these wealthy men and they want money. And another thing that was brought up by Shannon Sharpe's lawyer was that they were in mediation. Now, I don't know why Shannon Sharpe did not bring this up, and I'm going to show you guys that video of him talking about this case and how she's trying to shake him down for money. So I'm going to show that in a second. But they were in mediation for 6 weeks, according to Busby and Shannon Sharpe's lawyer. Shannon Sharpe offered her tens of millions of dollars. And they thought they was going to come to a settlement. But he got offered $100 million deal. I don't know if it was last Friday or the Friday before. Whenever it was. And by Sunday, she filed the lawsuit. 2 days after he was offered this $100 million deal. And that information was released publicly. So more than likely, she will have settled with him in mediation. But as soon as this information become public that he's about to get $100 million, she sued for $50 million. And I truly feel like that was a nudge from Tony Busby. Because how is it that 2 days after he get this deal, this lawsuit was filed on a Sunday? That was Busby. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. 2, people keep saying that, well, if he didn't do it, why would he pay? Well, if you think about the circumstances, if she called him on tape. Now he's saying, from what I got from what he said, he seen the tape during the mediation. She brought the tape that she had, the videotape that she was going to use against him. And obviously, the footage was so damning that he was willing to pay to keep her quiet. And obviously, she was willing to take whatever. She was willing to take that. She was willing to consider that. To even agree to go to mediation, she was obviously willing to take that. But how do we know that this is not just one of their normal encounters that they had, considering she was into role play and he was too? And the reason why I'm saying that is because I see even more text messages today from her to him, asking him to be aggressive and abusive. I can't even say it right. Abusive towards her. She asked him to do that. So if they was recording these encounters and we see it on video, it's going to look like something other than what it was. Did anybody think about that? Now, I'm not trying to just make him be innocent, because I can care less about him, and I think he's an idiot for putting himself in this position. But we also have to call out facts. This girl does role play for a living. She's an OnlyFans girl that had clients and got paid for doing this type of stuff. So why wouldn't we at least consider the fact that she set him up with that? And how would she get video recordings without his knowledge? And if it's with his knowledge, it's because he thinking it's just one of their normal encounters. She said herself how he have recorded their encounters several times. So why wouldn't this just be another normal day for them? Huh? That's my opinion. Now, him offering her money when he realized that, hey, you're going to use this against me? There's no way I can win this, because it's going to look exactly, what it looked like on the video. People not going to know that I was into role play. People not going to know that this was consensual because it looked bad. So I have to pay to keep this quiet. I truly believe that. Because if not, how is it that you passed up the police station? You passed up criminal lawyers and you go straight for a civil lawyer trying to get money. There's no amount of money in the world that can give you back what is taken from you when you are a victim of something like that. So don't play games with Nellyville. I'm sorry if people don't agree. I am not backing this girl. You know why? I'm finna tell you why I'm not backing this girl. Or probably any other woman that want to seek money instead of justice. And I'm sorry, it's probably harsh. But I look at it in black and white. If I'm a victim of something like that, I would want justice. If they had settled in the mediation, we wouldn't even be hearing about this. Which means that if he have this type of behavior and nature, it's only a matter of time that he would have did it again to someone else. So you coming out does what to save the next woman, the next girl, the next young female? Does what? How does that even get you justice? Because we would have never heard about this had they settled in mediation. So you willing to let a monster stay on the street and continue that behavior for money? And you want me to believe that's what happened? I don't. I don't care who else do. I don't. That's not normal. For people who are victims of those type of things, if you've ever heard their stories, it haunts them for the rest of their life. They deal with it their entire life. It affects most things, everyday activities, relationships, for years. They want justice. And they want that person off the streets. So show me where she contacted a criminal lawyer. Not no lawyer that goes after money. Not a civil lawyer. Because I really want to call him something else at this point. Because I'm not feeling him either. I have no respect for that. Period. So am I taking up for Shannon? Absolutely not. I could care less about him. I hope he did not do something like this. You never know. He could be guilty. But my point is, if he is, why are you seeking money? Criminal charges should be filed. That would be my first thought. Number one, I would have went to authorities. I would have contacted a criminal lawyer. And I also probably, look, me, baby, all that texting him after you say this happened, why you set him up with a videotape? Honey, I would have had my brothers at his back door. Brothers, cousins, and stuff like that. I ain't gonna even go there, but you get my drift. It would have been some street justice, baby. And so you want me to believe that, and you still continue to have relationships with him after the first brutal incident that supposedly happened in October? But then now we find out that you're an OnlyFans girl and you into that type of stuff for a living? And people say, well, if he innocent, why would he pay? Because people ain't gonna understand that people that do that type of stuff, when they see the video, they're not gonna believe him. Because it probably looked bad. So to save his endorsements, his career and reputation and image in front of family, friends, and his children, he probably thought it was best to do whatever he could to make it disappear. You have to consider that. And because she had his back up against the wall with that video evidence, because it probably was bad. And that's probably what they do. I don't know how that stuff go, but we know that type of stuff exists, and people have those type of fantasies, okay? So no telling how bad it looked on the tape. So he probably felt like I don't have no choice. Because if this come out, they not going to believe me because it looked bad. That's what I truly believe. Now, if she ain't have a history of stuff like this, then you'll think, okay, look, the tape probably the truth. But you have to think about the fact that it could be a lie. Considering she say it was a brutal attack in October, yet she still continued to have a relationship with him and allowing him to come to her house, communicating with him through text, sending provocative text messages to him after what she said happened in October, make it make sense. I wasn't born yesterday. I don't support it. I don't care. Because there are people who really have went through stuff. And this is not how they move. Please stop. She didn't live in the house with him. She was not married to him or anything like that. There was no reason for her to continue to communicate with him. January 1st, she sent in a text message to about $25,000 for each cheek. So you still was trying to sell it. She was basically a proxy. That's what I'm going to call it. And y'all know what that is. That's what she was. She was still trying to sell it. Let me move on to the next video. I'm going to move on to the next video so you guys can see. Okay, so I'm going to play this video of him making his statement.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Well, that's his statement. I really think he shouldn't have said anything. I don't know what's up with people wanting to come out and give their side when they have attorneys. That's the whole point of you hiring an attorney, so that they can speak for you and you don't make no mistakes when you're speaking, okay? But as you see, he made a statement. He said that it's a shakedown. I don't know. I hate to form opinions or not give people the benefit of the doubt, especially in a situation like this. But I have never in my life seen so many women accuse men of the crimes that they accusing them of and go after money. It didn't used to be that way. Yeah, probably eventually after you win the criminal case, but that's the first thing on your mind. You don't want any type of relief of seeing him get locked up for what he did. You don't want that closure. Money is the closure for you. 50 million to be exact. Yeah, I don't believe her. I don't care who do. I just don't. Then again, it could be some truth to what she's saying. Because if you had that type of relationship with him, he probably did go too far. And you said stop at some point in time. But my thing is, if that's the case, why, if it happened in October, in January, you still communicating with him and talking to him in that nature? You wouldn't even look at him in that way. You wouldn't have no communications. He would be blocked. You would change your phone number. You would move. No police report. We don't do that no more, huh? No police report. Show me that. It don't make sense to me. It just don't. And Tony Busby, he came out with a statement. Let me see what this is. Okay. He came out with a statement and he talked about basically everything Shannon Sharpe said that Shannon Sharpe is a liar, and he's going to prove that in court. He's going to save the tape for court. The tape that Shannon just referenced in his video, that tape will be saved for court. Shannon Sharpe is saying that the tape was edited and it should be 10 minutes. People saying, well, if he didn't see the tape, how he know how long the tape supposed to be if he didn't do it? Probably because they consented to do it together and allow her to record, because that's something that they do. She admitted that already, that their activities have been recorded several times. Yeah. So that's the way I'm looking at it. It's simple. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just really feel like this is some BS. I really do. Let me show you these, you guys, these other images. Do I have them? Yeah, I do have them. Let me show you this. So this is another thing that look a little suspicious. I'm not gonna lie. But then you guys just gotta see, because it's kind of explicit language. So I'm not gonna really read it out loud, but I'm gonna let you guys see it and you read it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is a message from her on January 2nd. Supposedly he came to her house on January 1st. I believe it was January 1st. And she said the incident happened again. Then February 2nd is when she texted him. And this is what she texted him in the top blue. If you read it, it said, "But I cried when you left because I begged you to put on a..." Yeah, I'll read it. "I don't care what our history is, no means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this." And he said, "Can I call you later?" So something happened or something got carried away probably. I don't know. Because it could literally be her after a regular, normal, consensual activity that they had encounter. Then she tried to play that game because she knew what she was about to do. Here's another message. Read that. I'm not going to read it out loud. You guys got to read it if you can see it. I hope you can see it. She asking for these type of, I don't want to use that word because it might not be allowed, but you know, them type of encounters. That was a fantasy thing. And he was obviously into it. And these are text messages from her to him. Do y'all see that? I have one more. Y'all see what she said on there? This is what they was into. This is what their relationship was based on. His attorney also made a statement and said that he was paying her for the encounters. Shannon Sharpe was paying her for their adult encounters. She was the OnlyFans girl, and she wanted to be paid. They lived in the state of Nevada, and so obviously it was legal for what they was doing because it's legal to do that in the state of Nevada in most areas. Is what's being said. Not in any inner city limits, they said. That's what I read. But in the state of Nevada, in certain counties, it's legal for that type of paid activity to happen. Okay? So he was paying her. And that's where that $25,000 per cheek text message probably come from, okay? Because I said then. So she's definitely a proxy. That's what I'm going to call it. Because I don't want to say the full word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I really feel like she set him up. She set him up good. He let a young woman set him up. He should be ashamed. How did you get caught up in something like this? You're a creep anyway. That's why I don't feel sorry for him, because he's a creep. You couldn't find you a woman, not a little girl. I don't care if she was 20 years old, like I said, little girl. You couldn't find you a woman that has something to lose as well, that's successful, wholesome, and know how to love you right. That's the problem. You get you a woman that know how to love you right, you wouldn't even crave nothing else. They want to play in the streets. These dudes, they get money and they want to play in the streets. They think that's the life. And they continue to go through this. It's not the life. At some point, you got to settle down. Especially, come on now, look how old he is. Like, make it make sense. You don't want a wife. You don't want to come home to dinner. You don't want somebody you can share whatever time you got left with. Now, you can't tell people what to do. But that would have been better than being in this situation. Okay? Everybody don't want the same thing. Everybody don't want to be married. I get it. But it would have been better than going through this. He too old for this. It seemed like, and I said this to somebody earlier, it seemed like adult encounters, if y'all know what I mean, start with the letter S. Try not to say too many crazy words on here today. Probably already have. But it seems like those adult encounters or activities get so many people in trouble. Especially these men. Y'all get in trouble because y'all have no self-control. Career go down the drain. Reputation. You lose everything because of no self-control. What type of man are you? It's horrible. Just that alone, that adult activity has ruined so many lives for years. And still continue to do it and will do it in the future. Because there are so many men with no self-control, no self-discipline, don't know how to be a leader. And say no. Or that's not for me, or that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. It's becoming really creepy, honestly. and shameful. It's just sad. It's sad. This video is long. I tried to talk slow because as y'all can see, my voice still, I don't know what's up, my voice. And I don't want to lose it totally again. But anywho, yeah, this is crazy. Shame on him for even putting himself in this position. If he did it, he should be in jail. People think money can buy everything, and it can't. It literally just can't. And that's why I have no respect for her. I don't want to say no respect because you just don't ever know. A person could be telling the truth to an extent, but the details and the facts are not lining up consistent. That makes sense to me. Maybe somebody got to explain it to me, but I really don't think you can. From what I see, it's BS in the game, okay? A lot of BS. And like I said, let's not forget what I said in the beginning of this video. Had they settled in court, we wouldn't even be hearing about this. Which means if he the monster that she's trying to portray, he would still be out here to do it to the next woman, right? So what justice is served? And why should I have your back? Because you weren't trying to protect me because I could be the next victim. Not me, because baby, I'm married, but I'm just saying in general. The next woman could be the next alleged victim. How did you protect the next woman? And now because you want some money, I'm supposed to believe this story? I don't. These women are shameful. A lot of them. Because it didn't go like this back in the day. These women went to criminal court. They got on the stand. They cried. They talked about what happened to them. They wanted the creep behind bars. They wanted to protect other women. And that was for the ones that were strong enough to come out and tell their story. These women ain't going after no criminal charges. That girl gonna go off in the sunset and ain't gonna care. And I'm supposed to believe her. I don't. That's it. Tell me what y'all think in the comments, because baby, I really want to go off about this whole situation. I see so many women, like I said, come out with these allegations. In the last year alone, look how many women came out with allegations, and none of them are criminal. Only a small handful. And that's in the Diddy case. And that's based on what the feds got. That's not even all these other civil cases that's against Diddy with all these accusations. None of them is going after criminal charges. None of them. Only the ones that's going to testify for the feds. But all these other ones, they want money. Shameful. That's why I said there's some rotten apples in that situation as well. It's probably a lot telling the truth. And he is exactly where he's supposed to be. So don't get me wrong on that. But is everybody telling the truth? I highly doubt it. Absolutely not. Anyway, I'm out of here. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Do it make sense to y'all? Do y'all believe this story? And what is your take on the fact that she's not going after criminal charges? What is your take on that? And allowing him to come see her again after the alleged incident in October, but is still allowing him to come back and communicating with him and sending him these explicit text messages after what she claimed happened in October. Tell me about that in the comments. Talk to y'all next time. Bye.